Hi guys, welcome back. It's Lisa. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I'm going to be updating my coffee table. And I'm just going to be using items that I already have on hand. I'm going to be using some leftover white trim paint to update this coffee table. And so I've used some regular latex wall paint to tint the white paint as well, just to give it a little bit of an off-white color. And so of course you're going to need some paint and then an array of paint brushes, and also you're going to need some sanding blocks and some sandpaper. And again, these are all items that we typically all have at our home. And this is the paint that I mixed up and tinted with a little dab of wall color, just that white trim paint. And this paint has a primer already in it, so it's a paint and prime. And I'm just starting out with the sanding block here. Of course, I'm going to have to switch to something a little bit coarser, so I'm going to be switching to sandpaper here. Now, you do not have to sand the surface as deeply as I'm doing here. I was sanding a little bit deeper because I was just curious to see what kind of wood I was working with here. And from the looks of it, it looks like they may have used two different types of wood on this table, so it's probably a good idea that I'm going to be painting this as opposed to trying to restain it. And you want to start painting the inlay first. Where the glass fits in there, you want to paint that first. And again, this paint does have a primer already in it, so I won't be using a separate primer. Otherwise, you probably would want to prime a table that's this dark. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to use my first coat of paint as the primer. And then I'll do 2 additional coats of paint on top of that. So you want to do 3 thin layers or 3 thin coats of paint. And this is how the table's looking after that initial priming top coat. And that's just basically me just using that regular paint, just doing 1 thin coat of paint on top, just as a primer. Looks pretty good. And in this shot, I've actually done a second coat already, and now I'm working on that final 3rd coat of paint. And keep in mind that paint does oxidize darker when it's dry, so you want to test your paint to make sure, especially if you're going to tint it yourself as I did, that you haven't gone too dark with the paint. Because the point for me was to do an off-white table, and I think it turned out beautifully. It's just what this room needed, just a little pop of off-white color in, just to bring some brightness to the center of the room. I think it works. I'm going to be doing other updates in this formal living room, and I'm going to be sharing that with you guys along the way. Hopefully I'll have some more updates to share with you before the holiday season really gets ramped up. But anyway, I'll just keep posting periodically. And I would like to thank each of you guys for stopping by at Cozy Casita. You are always welcome. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notifications bell so that you don't miss any of the future uploads. And I will see you guys in the next video.